Okay, today we're going to talk a bit about the Arab-Israeli conflict. Now, the first thing people say when this subject comes up in debate, in conversation, tends to be, oh, that's so many thousands of years old, you're not going to make rhyme or reason out of that one. Well, I beg to differ. I think we can, and I'll tell you why. The baseline here is World War I, not all that long ago. See, in World War I, we had a British Christian Bible-carrying general, General Allenby, came up upon the land. This is in World War I, let me remind you. And this general didn't want to destroy any holy sites in keeping with that book he carried around with him. Well, as it turned out, Allenby, translated in Turkish, which of course then we're talking Ottoman Empire, meant man sent from God. They know that there's a man sent from God with a bunch of soldiers right there. They were getting a little wary there. And then they saw these really weird sky machines. Of course, those were biplanes. Well, they hadn't seen them before. They didn't know what that was, and they fled. They ran for the hills. As of that moment, Great Britain owned that land, lock, stock, and barrel. They were violating their promises. They were breaking promises to the Jewish people, was Great Britain. So they decided, let's throw it to the UN. Now, the UN is maybe useless today somewhat, but back then the UN meant a little more. 33-13 with 10 abstentions. That was the final vote. I can give you so many details about why the Jewish people won that mandate. What are we even talking about? Whose land it is? It's already been decided in a democratic process in a world entity. Now, if you want to get religious on it, God says it's their land. But if you want to keep secular, the UN said it was their land in the 1948 UN mandate. Then what happens? They get attacked. They went out and won their wars. Against insurmountable odds, they won all the wars. If they have to give back the land that they won in wars, well, then the United States of America should give back New Mexico and California, Texas. The Jewish people offered land for peace 6 times, and each time turned down. They offered land for peace. If you look at Prager University, they've got a YouTube channel that really lays out those 6 offerings. We could also look at the summer of 2000 at Camp David. Then Prime Minister of Israel, Ehud Barak, offered then PLO leader, this blood-soaked guy Yasser Arafat, he offered him 94% of the land in question. Yasser Arafat didn't just turn that deal down, he turned it down angrily. Yasser Arafat, who we all know was a lovely man, after all, he won the Nobel Peace Prize. He was never a partner in peace, and none of them on the other side ever really are. Leave the Jew the hell alone, and there's peace in the region. Madeleine Albright, then U.S. Secretary of State, chasing after Yasser Arafat. Oh, Mr. Arafat, Mr. Arafat! The hell! She was supposed to look at the Prime Minister of Israel right in the eyes and say, so sorry, sir, so sorry. It is not about the land at all. It is about hatred. It's kill the Jew. It's hate the Jew. That's how they're wired. They're only using the land as an excuse to point at the Jewish state and say, look at how bad they are. They stole our land. They never stole any such thing. This is really critical to look at, actually. It's not some esoteric thing, some periphery thing. This is real. This is the Middle East, the Holy Lands. You could take the Jewish people and push them all into the sea. Get rid of the Jewish people altogether, not one Jew standing. You think there'd be peace there? The people who are hateful toward the Jew will be hateful of the next one. How about the Christian? Or each other?